Welcome back. So it's been a while since I've done an episode. Basically, I started driving the truck as a daily, back and forth to work. It's about a 45-minute ride each way, and I truly love that. It's fun every day. Put about 4,000 miles on it total in the late summer or fall. They started salting the roads in Michigan in early November, and I'm not going to drive it in the salt. That just destroys the vehicles. So put it up, and then I just let it sit till after the first of the year. Didn't really do much to it. The next few episodes I'm just going to kind of give updates, because basically I'm just doing the interior and a couple other odds and ends. So it's really hard to say, okay, this is doing this project or that project. It's just the interior, which encompasses a whole bunch of things. So what I have done is, I don't know if any of you noticed, I'm sure some of you did, probably just nice and didn't comment about it, but I had the body line on this side wrong, and I got to checking on it, and it wound up being the bed mount in this corner here was almost an inch high, and I don't know, it was a combination of because I added the bed mounts on the bed when I rebuilt the front end of it, and then I put the bed mounts on the frame. So I don't know if it was a combination of errors between the two or how I did that, but I fixed it by shortening up. I shortened up the body mount in that corner, and then the next body mount back, I took some off of that too, so it sits down where it should be. I got the rear window out. And then the other thing is that I had a squeak about once a week. I would get a squeak here, and I really think it was one of these two bolts where I kept this original cab mount, and I'm pretty sure when I took it out, the washer that I used on that side was too small and was pulling down in. There's a piece of sheet metal in a circle that's supposed to sit on. The washer was actually smaller than that. So, but I also put seam sealer on top of the body mount, because I think that maybe that body mount, when you hit a bump, it's wanting to move in because it's braced back. So I put seam sealer on the top of the body mount so that couldn't skid on top of that. The body mount couldn't, the bottom of the cab couldn't skid on the top of the body mount. And then I also put seam sealer underneath these washers, kind of stuck them down. That's kind of a redneck fix, I know, but it was just every once in a great while, but I don't like squeaks. So this is, I don't know if I showed this, but I had put this blue carpet in here for the summer just to drive it around. It worked pretty good to keep the heat down. At first I didn't have anything. It was just too much heat coming off the floor. So, but I've ordered some black carpet, and that should be here soon. A regular piece of molded carpet for a Vic, because that's the Vic floor pan. And so that should be here soon. So those are the two things I've done other than just basic disassembly. I had some speakers in here, so I had some radio. The AC started working. I charged that, started working, but I think it's called the evaporator, which is that can right behind the radiator. You see it's leaking now. Got a little puddle of a green fluid, and I think that's the Freon, and I can see where that can is leaking. So that might have been from the accident. So those aren't too expensive, but then you have to recharge your system. So I got to get one of those, because when the AC was working, it was awesome. I'm working on taking this windshield out right now. And then when I was underneath, I had to loosen up the whole box, obviously, to lift this up to fix this corner. And I see I got a real small gas leak. It looks like it's underneath the strap on the gas tank, which sometimes happens. You take an old gas tank out and put it back in, the straps, maybe there's rust underneath the strap, and you tighten it back down and it moves around. So that does happen. So I need to investigate, make sure it's actually what it is. There's no puddle on the floor. There's just like a dampness on the gas tank strap of gas. So I got to look into that, maybe get a tank, and if I do have to get a tank, then I can take a look at fixing my slow fill issue because of the sharp angle I have in the fill tube. But other than that, it was so much fun to drive. I mean, every day pretty much I would hop in and drive it to work. Drove it around town. And then my son would drive it every time I'd let him, but we just had a lot of fun with it. So I've got a lot of work to do here. I've been ordering some parts. I guess I'll show you those, because I would like the vent windows to work and all new weather seals, and I'm gonna get a new windshield. Get some parts over here from Dennis Carpenter. I'm just checking them all out. The new armrests, interior screws, and gaskets for the door handles. A new door handle for the inside, and the new door handle. I don't remember. Oh, that was a little rubber bumper that went by the tailgate. More. I had to check all this stuff out. Different clips and stuff. Those are for the armrest. These are the rollers for the windows. New springs for the glove box door. New glove box. I do have to shorten it a little bit, but I think this will work. I ordered the one for the older trucks without the step, and I think I could just, I'll do the staples and kind of, it won't be super nice, but just something in there that'll work. Window vent seals, anti-railers, new division bars, door latch. The spline on the one door latch is all messed up. So I got all this stuff. Oh, or the headliner. So I'd like to make the interior on this pretty nice. Driving it every day, it did get kind of annoying having some of that stuff not work. Not having a dome light and having quite a bit of road noise from all the exposed sheet metal. So yeah, I might just call this an episode, pop it up there, and try to give you an update every now and then. The direction is, I've got a whole list of odds and ends that need to be done. I want to paint the inside of this, just the inside of the cab. I got little things like this. This is a little crack here. My buddy and I were actually down at Woodward and went over a bump, and he's like, ow. And this actually pinched his arm right here. So I got to weld those up. And just put I got to build some panels to kind of cover some of this stuff, and a panel to hold the heater controls because it's held up with zip ties right now. I got to build something to cover up the steering wheel, the dash. I kind of have ideas on all that. So as they come together, I'll show them. So yeah, that's an update. What the truck's been up to is basically since early November. It's just been sitting right here. It started up once a month or so. Let it run for 10 minutes or so. Like I said, I fixed those couple things already, and now I'm just gonna start working through my list. So sorry for rambling. I tried to get through this stuff the best I could, as fast as I could. Really didn't have any issues driving. I had one check engine light right before. It was a real cold day, and I got a check engine light for the engine running under temperature. And I believe what it is I have a gap probably about an inch above the radiator, and I think I need to build a little filler panel. I think that was just letting too much cold air come over top of the radiator, is my suspicion. So take a look at that, probably build that panel. The tires are getting a little worn, so when it would rain, it'd want to spin a little bit, but I was just careful and plan to get new tires in the spring. So yeah, I've been rambling on for 8 minutes 42 seconds now. So that's basically this episode, update of where I'm at. I'll try to do some more updates as I get some more projects knocked out, and my goal is to kind of have this all done when it gets nice in the spring. So I got 3 months or so to get this wrapped up. So thanks for watching. Sorry for the big gap, but I'm ready to go again. See you later.